So let's make a granny square. It's coming back in style again. I've seen it a lot in magazines and fashion shows. I've actually seen it on TV and some people walking around with crocheted hats. So you can make blankets out of this. You can make tops out of this. You could easily make a kind of a retro 60s top and a crocheted bag. So basically what you do is you make granny squares and then you join them together. So I will be teaching you first how to make a granny square. And then on part 2, I will teach 2 or 3 different methods of joining the squares together. And then another tutorial I'll do is how to make a granny square bag with a handle. And the handle, of course, will be probably, I'll show 2 different handles, but the one I want to concentrate on is the spiral handle, the one that everyone has a problem with, including myself at first. So let's take a look at the anatomy of a crochet square. So as you can see, I have 5 different colors going here, and you can choose any colors that you wish. I'm using Red Heart Soft for this example, and I'm using a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, and I hope you can see that. Now, you can also make granny squares as little tiny mini squares, and these are kind of cute. Aren't they cute? They're fabulous. They're kind of fun to make. I really enjoyed making all these different colors, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to join them together and with a really loose sort of crossover stitch. And these are coming back in style. I've seen some crochet items like this online. Now this only uses a 1.5 millimeter hook, and I did this with Aunt Lydia's Crochet 10 thread. So I'm not going to try to make you squint and see a 1.5 millimeter hook doing any crochet squares. Not on this video anyway. So what we have here is we have four sets of 3s. So this is a very simple pattern, and it's based on 3s. So basically 3 double crochets, chain 3, 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 which brings you back to the center, and you join with a slip stitch. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side, and let us begin row 1. So I just go right over left, makes a loop, take the longer ball of yarn, the working ball, and bring the longer piece underneath, and then just pick it up, and then that's it. And then you just tighten it up and scrunch it up to your hook. That's it. Now when you take your hook out, you can test it to make sure that it is a slip knot, and it's a slip knot. If it did not come out, it's not a slip knot, it is a naughty knot that you shouldn't do. So let's do that again. 4 inches, we're going to right over left, we're going to go underneath, and we're going to pick up that. And we are going to start with a chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are going to go back into the first, and we're going to yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. And by doing so, we have made a little mini circle, which is right there. And that little mini circle is going to be where you put your stitches in. But the first one, we are just going to chain 3. And so that 3 is what equals 1 double crochet. I'm going to take that out again because I want to explain something. This is in all crochet patterns. Every crochet pattern that exists, they always say chain 3 and turn, chain 3. So when you chain 3, 1, 2, the 3rd chain I make slightly looser just so I can get back in there later on, because when we make that circle or when we come back around, we need to go back in and do a slip chain into there. Okay, so that is one double crochet. We're going to yarn over, we're going to go back into the circle, we're going to yarn over, we're going to slip through and go through one chain and go through two. So let's do that again. We yarn over, we go into the circle, we yarn over and bring that yarn through that circle. So now we have three loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through two, we're going to yarn over and pull through two. So now we have a cluster of three. We've got 3 double crochets. Next step is we need to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And so now we need to make 3 more double crochets. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Okay? Now we need to chain 3. And we go back into that hole again, yarn over and pull through, and we need to do 3 more, 2 and 3. I'm making this a little loose and a little bigger than I normally would, just for demo purposes. And then we're going to chain 3 again. And now we need to make another cluster. So we've done 1 here, then we have a chain space, then we have another 3, then we have another chain space, we have another 3, and now we need to make, which makes the other chain corner, and now we need to do 3 more in the center. Okay, so we need 1, 2, and 3. If anyone needs to know how to make a double crochet, I do have other videos showing basic simple stitches. Like foundation chains, single chain, double crochet, triple crochet, etc. Now we need to chain 3, and it's time to join. So you see here at the base, I hope you can see it, there's a V, there's another V, and there's another V. So the third chain up, 1, 2, 3, is where you need to go into. We need to slip stitch to join. So here is one leg of that. Do not just go in that one leg, okay? Go in through the front and the back loop. There is the back loop. Okay, here's the front loop. A lot of people will go through here, and quite frankly, it looks a little messy and it's not as secure. So when you slip stitch to join, in this particular case, we want to go through the front and back loop. So there it is. Now you might want to check it too. You can look behind the stitch. So these 2 loops here, you need to yarn over and pull through those 2 loops, and also pull through the loop that is actually on there as well, so that you're slip stitching it together. All right, so this is the end of row 1. And so to finish it off, what you have to do is yarn over, pull through, that's it, and then take your trusty scissors, and we're gonna cut about 4 inches, so cut. And with your hook, I want you to just pick this loop up here and just pull it through. And this will form a little knot that will not come out. So let's just take a lookie before we go to row 2. So here are 3, then we have a chain space, then we have 3 double crochets, a chain space, 3 double crochets, a chain 3 space here, and then 3 double crochets here and a chain space here. You probably noticed that the first chain looks a little different, but it will not matter once you get your stitches into the corners. This will look like this. You will not really be able to distinguish that chain 3 from a regular double crochet. As for these ends, what I do with these ends is I weave them in later. I have a little party, and so I just turn on the TV set, I will turn on a podcast, I will watch a YouTube video, and I will weave my ends in later, okay? And the reason why I do that is I find it gives a better finish. I don't want to worry about weaving in ends before. So you can if you want to, but the result, the way I do it is you cannot really see front or back where where I've weaved in the ends. I mean, obviously this is the front of my work. I can tell. I mean, the stitches do have a little bit of a different look in the back, but you cannot see where the ends are weaved in. And so that's great. So now it's time. This is the end of row 1. Again, we have to do a slip knot, and this will lock in that strand going into the corner here. Okay, so basically just make your slip knot and go through that corner, yarn over and pull through. Now you need to do the slip knot, so you need to go through that other loop on the hook, and there you go. So that's a little knot there, and that's not going to come out. So now we have to chain 3. That counts as a double crochet. We need to yarn over, go into the corner space again, yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2. Again, another crochet, triple crochet, and there's your cluster of 3. We need to chain 3. We need to yarn over, go back into the corner. Whoops, back into the corner. We're going to pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through. We need to do 2 more double crochets. That's 2 and 3. Now we need to bridge between here and the corner again. So to bridge the 3 double crochets, we're going to chain 1. We're going to yarn over and go into the next corner where we do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. The yarn's a little splitty. It is Red Heart Soft, but I love Red Heart Soft, and so I think it's worth the effort and the result, even though it is a little bit splitty. So I'll tell you what I do about that is I twist the yarn towards me. As you can see, it has a really nice wind, but I just twist it towards me like that, makes it a little tighter. And the other thing I do, which it's a little bit of an oddity, but I do what's called wet knitting or wet crochet. I just dip my hook into the water, and what that does is it makes the fibers slightly damp, and then it's easier for me to get through, and it keeps the wind really nice. I don't think you've probably heard about that before. Maybe it's something I invented, but I like it. So we ended here with the 3 double crochets. We're going to chain 1 to bridge the gap here. We're going to go into the next corner. We're going to do 3 double crochets in the corner. That's 1, 2, split, there you go, and 3. And we have to chain 3 again. As you notice, this pattern is a lot of 3s. Go into the corner again. So we're finishing off that corner with 3 more double crochets, 2 and 3. We're going to chain 1, which brings us to this corner. We're going to yarn over. We're going to go through that corner space, and we're going to chain 3. We're going to do 3 double crochets. Okay, and then we're going to chain 3, 2 and 3, yarn over, go back into that corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're coming to the beginning again, and so what we need to do again to bridge this gap here is we need to chain 1 and go into the 3rd loop. Now that would be 1, 2, and 3. I made it a little tight, but we need to go through the front and back leg. Oh, I made it really tight actually. Okay, so you're going to watch me struggle. There's the front leg, and there's the back leg. So I guess the rule here is to, when you do your chain 3, that last loop that you do for chain 3, it's best to keep it a little looser. but that's okay, I don't mind. So there we go, there's the front and back leg. And we need to yarn over and pull through all 3. And to complete row 2, we need to yarn over, pull through, and we cut the tail. We need the scissors, and we just cut here, and we take that loop and we pull it through. There's your little knot. And that is the end of row 2. So we're going to be doing this here and going across. Okay, so I like to go into a different corner instead of going into the same one where I have these strands. I choose the opposite corner. And the reason why I do that is when I weave in the ends later on, I don't want it all to be bunched up on one side. I like to hide my ends on different corners. All right, so here's the dark teal. And again, we have to do a slip knot so that we can lock in this next color. So just slip it on here and make sure that you're going to go through the front of the work. Don't try to go behind here into the back of the work. So the slip knot is first on the hook, and then the work you're going through is behind it. And I have to just pull my yarn here. Okay, so what we're going to do is yarn over, and we're going to pull that through the corner space and also the loop that's on the hook. And we're going to chain up 3. That's 1, 2, and the third one I'm going to make really loose so that I can see it when I come back around. And actually, this is a fairly dark color, so I hope you guys can see that. So this is the same as doing a double crochet, the chain of 3. Yarn over, go in, yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, go in again, pull through 1, and pull through 2 loops, and pull through 2 more loops. Now we have 3 clusters here, and we're going to chain 3. We're going to yarn over and go back into that corner space. We're going to do 3 more double crochets. 2 and 3. Now we need to bridge that space here by going across the 3 double crochets. We're just going to chain 1, and we're going to go into the center space, and we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the chain space, yarn over, pull through that center loop, and now we've got 3 loops on the hook. We're going to go through 2 loops and 2 more. Yarn over, go into the middle space, yarn over again. We're going to pull that yarn through. Now we have 3 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 more loops. Chain 1, and now we're back to another corner. Yarn over, go into that corner space, yarn over again, pull through 1, pull through 2 loops, pull through 2, and now we need 2 more double crochets. That's 2 and 3. Now we need to chain 3. Chain 3 is so popular in this pattern. Yarn over, go through the corner again and do 3 more double crochets. That's 1 and 2 and 3. We're going to chain 1, and now we're to the center here. We're going to yarn over. We're going to go into that center space. We're going to go through. We're going to, I do it really quickly, but I actually do a lot. This finger does a lot of my work for me, and this is the way I do it. Or you can, a lot of people do a lot of big motions, but you're just going on the hook, yarn over, go into the chain space, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2 loops, pull through 2, yarn over, and do 2 more double crochets. That's 2, and that's 3. And I've got my yarn. I have to undo my yarn. I'm using Red Heart Soft in this beautiful rich teal color. I hope you guys can see. It might be a little dark on the screen, I'm not sure. It should be nice and clear. Chain 1, we're going to go into the corner space. We're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets again. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so now we've done, oops, sorry about that, the last chain of 3. So now we've done 3 corners, and we just need to do one more. We have to chain 1 to bridge this 3 double crochets. We're going to yarn over and go through the center. I just want to make sure that I'm in the middle here so that you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And then we're going to go 1 chain. We're going to go into the corner space. And when we go into the corner space, and depending on the yarn you're using, remember I told you that I like to twist my yarn towards me? I do that so it doesn't split. So I just give it a little twist as I go. Yarn over, go into the corner space. We do 3 double crochets here. That's 1, 2, and 3. Scooch it over. We've got 3, and then we chain 3. We need to do 3 more. That's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to chain 1 to take us over the 3 double crochets. Yarn over, because a triple crochet is something completely different. It's a longer stitch. We're going to go into here. We're going to go through the hook, go through the center. We're going to hook it, bring it up. There's 3 loops on the hook. We're going to chain, yarn over and chain, go through 2 chains, and then go through 2 more, yarn over, go into the center, go through 2 loops, and go through 2 more loops. We need to do 1 more double crochet, and there we go. So now, as you can see, we're at the beginning again. So we just need to chain 1 to bridge this, and now we need to go into the 3rd loop. Now, it's a little dark. This color's a little dark, so I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3, and I do believe it would be this one right here. Please go through the front and back legs. So that's the front leg, and that's the back leg. And now we're just going to yarn over, and we're going to pull through all 3. So we're got the front and back leg is on there. We're going to pull through that. Those 2 might be a little tight. And then we're going to pull through the loop that's on the hook here. Pull through that. Now we are finished the 3rd row, but we must finalize it by yarning over and pulling through that last loop. And that's what's going to lock that in. So now we're going to take our handy dandy scissors, and we're just going to, and we take that loop and pull it through and make sure the knot is secure. And that is the end of row 3. Okay, so we're going to do row 4. Row 4 is this row here in the guacamole green. And we're going to be going into this corner space here. So I just need to get my guacamole green. Here we are. Again, we're going to start with a slip knot. Slip it on the hook. We're going to put it into the corner, and we're going to yarn over and pull through that corner space and then the loop on the hook itself. I hope you can see this. And that locks it in. We're going to do a chain of 3, 1, 2, and 3. We are going to do 2 more double crochets in the corner. That's 1 and 2. So that makes 3 double crochets. I'm scrunching it over to the side, as you can see. That is 3 double crochets, and then we chain 3. We do another cluster of 3 double crochets to make that corner. 2 and 3. Now, after you do that, you always have to chain 1 in between the 3 clusters when you're going across the piece. 2 and 3. And chain 1 Go into the next space. We're doing another cluster of 3 double crochets. Okay, and now we're on to our next corner, but we need to chain 1 before we go in. We're going to yarn over. We're going to go into that chain space. We're going to draw up 1 loop. Now there's 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops again. We need to do that 2 more times. That'll give us a cluster of 3. And then we need to chain 3. I think you're getting the picture now. We're going to go in and we're going to chain, we're going to do 3 more double crochets. Now, this will be going all the way around. So I'm just going to do it 1 more time and then I'll meet you up at the end. Chain 1, yarn over, go into that next chain space, the chain 1 space, go in, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go into that chain space, yarn over and draw up 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into that chain space, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1 again, yarn over, go into the next chain space, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 loops and 2 loops. And we do that 2 more times, and that will give us the 3 double crochets. Again, right before you go into the corner, you do chain 1, and then you yarn over and go into the corner space. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. I might as well go all the way through with you. I was going to stop the tape and just meet you on the other side. I'll do that for the next row, but I might as well do this with you here. So we are on the 3rd corner, as you can see. When you finish the 3rd corner, you always chain 1 to bridge across these 3. Yarn over, go into the hole, do a cluster of 3 double crochets, 2 and 3. Yarn over, pull through 1, that's 1 loop. Yarn over, do another cluster of 3. 3 double crochets, chain 1, yarn over, go into the corner space, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, and then chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, go into the corner space, do 3 more double crochets. Isn't this fun? I mean, you can watch TV after a while. This is pretty fun, but a very repeatable pattern. So after you've made 1 or 2 of these squares, you can just listen to podcasts and watch TV or talk to someone on the phone. Not handheld, of course. Cluster of 3, chain 1. Your last cluster of 3, oops, go back in there. Let me yarn over, go into the next chain space, and 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet. So now we are back at the beginning, and we need to join this to here. So we need to bridge this gap in here, the 3 double crochet, with a chain 1. And now we're going into the chain 3 space. So let's turn this sideways and count. That would be 1, 2, and 3. So this is the 3rd loop of when we chained up 3, this is the top of the 3rd loop. We need to go through the front and the back leg, yarn over. Okay, there's the front and back. I know I'm using a green hook and I'm using green yarn, so I hope you can see this. So I went through the front and back legs, I'm yarning over and I'm pulling through all 3 loops. God help me, all 3 loops on the hook. There we go, that was no problem at all. So yarn over and bring it through. And now we cut here. And that, we need make sure to pull that loop through so that it is secure and there's a little tiny knot there. And that is the end of row 4. Okay, so row 5, we will be doing the deep red. It's a nice wine color. This is Red Heart Soft, and I have done 2 hats in this red color, and I really love it. So we're going to do a slip stitch, and we're going to join that onto one of the corners. So let's go into this corner here. Yarn over and pull through, and then pull through the loop on your hook. And we're going to chain 3. Make sure that last chain 3 you can go through. So don't make it too tight or else we're going to have a problem. So 1, 2, and 3. And 2 more double crochets, which will give us a cluster of 3. And I scooch it over. And now we chain 3. Go into the corner space again. And do 3 more double crochets. Chain 1 so that we can go across here. Yarn over, go into the chain space. 3 more double crochets. Chain 1, yarn over, go into the next chain space. Do 3 more double crochets. And oh, my yarn is following me. Here we are. Here we are. Let's unfurl that. Chain 1, yarn over, go into the next chain space, yarn over, pull through a loop, go through 2 and go through 2, yarn over, go into the chain space, yarn over, pull through that 1 loop. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Pull through 2 and pull through 2. Yarn over, go into the chain space, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Chain 1. Now we're in the corner again. Yarn over, go into the chain space, and we're going to do 3 double crochets there. 1, 2, and 3. Oops. Rat cakes. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to chain 3. We're going to yarn over and go back into that chain space. We're going to do 3 more. So there you go, there's that other corner. And so I'm just going to do 1 more, and then I will join you at the end of the round. We're going to yarn over, go into the next chain space. We did that 1 here, that 1 loop. Yarn over, go into the next chain space, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, some people like to say the word wrap around. So you can say wrap around if you'd like. Usually it's shown as Y-O, yarn over, go into that chain space, pull up 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and 1 last one, etc., etc. So you just go around and I'll meet you at the end of row 5. Okay, so this is the end of row 5. We're going to yarn over. I'm just doing the last 2 double crochets. I've already pre-cut my yarn because I did go to the end. So we are at the end. We're just going to make 1 single crochet to bridge that. And we're going to go into the top chain. So we have to count on the side, 1, 2, 3. Remember that chain 3 that we first made? We're going to go through the front and back loops. Okay, we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through all 3 loops on the hook. And then we're going to do our finalization. We yarn over and pull through And that's it there. And that is the end of row 5. Now some people have the 6th row as a single crochet all the way around, and then they put 5 into the corners, 5 single crochets in each corner. If you want to do a 7th row, you can do that, or you can just make the 6th row single crochet all the way around with the 5 singles in the corner. I'm actually going to leave it like this because I would like to join 2 of these together. I'm ending on double crochets. All right, so let's do the last row. Row 6 is in black. So we need to do a slip stitch again. So we're going to right over left and go in and pick up that strand and snug it against the hook. We will pick a corner to go into. We will go into this corner. Remember, always go into the front of the work. And we're going to yarn over and we're going to bring that through the hoop and through the hook. So we're just slip stitching it on, and there we go. We're going to yarn over and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, go back into the corner, bring up a loop. We're yarning over, going through 2 loops, going through 2 more loops. And we need to do that one more time. Yarn over, go into the corner, yarn over and pull through a loop, go through 2 and go through 2. We have to chain 3. We're going to yarn over, we're going to go into the corner, we're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, go through 2 loops and go through 2 more. We're going to yarn over, go into the corner, yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and another double crochet. Chain 1 to go across here. Yarn over, go into the next chain 1 space. We're going to yarn over and pull through 1 and pull through 2. And we need 2 more double crochets in there. We're going to chain 1. We're going to go into the next chain space. We're going to do 3 more double crochets. I like to call them clusters because they're happening in 3s. Sometimes things happen in 4s. So I am just going to stop here because I think you understand how to go all the way around. I'll just go to this corner. And then you can proceed to go around. So just chain 1, yarn over, go into the chain space and do 3 double crochets. Right before you go into the corner, chain 1, yarn over. Some people like to call this wrap around, but you just yarn over. But instead of just picking it up like this and doing that, I bring my index finger out and I basically just make the hook go underneath. Go into that hole and do 3 double crochets. Then we're going to chain 3, yarn over, go into that hole, and do 3 more double crochets. And 1 more. Okay, so now we have 2 corners done, and I'll meet you back around. Just go all the way around and I'll meet you back right at the beginning. Okay, so we've come back around to the end of row 6. We've chained 1 and now I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to go into the last chain 1 space and do 1, 2, and 3 triple crochets, chain 1, and now we're ready to join. So we just chain 1 to come over this space, and it is black so it's hard to see. There it is. Going through the front and back leg, yarn over and pull through the 3 chains on your hook, which is the front leg, the back leg, and the loop that was on your hook. And to finalize it, we're going to yarn over, or wrap over, some people say, and pull that through that loop that's left and bring it up. And there you go. Now, I didn't bring up the size, so I want to mention the Red Heart Soft I'm using is a worsted 4, and using a 4.5 millimeter hook, that would give us a 5 by 5 square. If you use, of course, any other wool or yarn, depending on the thickness and the size of the hook, it's going to be, of course, a different size. That is the granny square, and this is considered to be just the plain beginner granny square. There's so many other granny squares out there, and the other ones are very intricate and have a lot of different things going on. But this is your first step. So this is your beginner granny square. And I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial, and we will, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to join. And if you like this video and you've learned something, please hit the like and subscribe button, and consider buying me a coffee so I can make other videos. Coffee. You'll find the Buy Me Coffee link below in the description, and please let me know what other projects you're interested in making.